We are learning new details about the oil tanker seized by the U.S. off the coast of Venezuela. ABC News has learned the ship appears to have used fake signals to hide its location last month. The Attorney General released video of the seizure saying the tanker was bringing Venezuelan oil to Iran as part of an illicit network supporting terror groups. And let's bring in ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers, senior national policy reporter Ann Flaherty, and ABC News national security and defense analyst Mick Mulroy for more on all of that. Hi, Ann. Start us off with just an update here. What's the latest?
So, Diane, we're learning that federal officials were acting on a seizure warrant that was signed off by a federal judge just 2 weeks ago. This is a ship. It's called the Skipper. It formerly was named the Adisa, and we do know that it's been accused in the past by the Treasury Department of smuggling oil on behalf of Iran. They say that the ship itself is a crude oil tanker. It's rather large. We saw a video posted last night by the Attorney General of some elite forces we believe belong to the Coast Guard who had boarded that boat, taken control. The White House right now not telling us where the ship is headed. But of course, we've asked President Trump what happens to the oil aboard this ship now. And he says, well, we keep it, I believe. So, Diane.
How big of an impact, Mick, do you think this seizure will have on Venezuela?
So, Diane, this is how Venezuela makes their money, in addition to obviously the illicit drug trafficking. But this is the primary way they do it. And if this is not just a one-off, if it's a campaign, which there are reports that it might be, that could really cut off the regime from any funding that they would have to keep them in place. So that might be part of the plan to essentially get Maduro or force Maduro to depart and leave.
The FBI director says the U.S. had a warrant for this search. What do you make of how they're saying this went down?
So it does make sense. This vessel has been sanctioned for quite some time. It was using a false flag. In other words, it had a flag up that it wasn't actually registered on. And I believe the United States has been looking for this. So if it went through the whole warrant process, then it certainly had all the evidence they needed. I guess the question is really going to be, is this going to continue? Because if it does continue, that might be the reason, or one of the reasons at least, for this massive naval presence in the Caribbean, more so than any time in the last multiple decades. This could be why they're there, and this could be just the start of a campaign.
Karen, why do this?
Yeah, that's the big question I think that Mick just hit there, whether it's the start of a campaign or this is a one-off. And the administration yesterday, their reasoning, according to the Attorney General Pam Bondi, is that this oil tanker was used to transport sanctioned oil for Venezuela and Iran. And Pam Bondi also said in that social media post, Diane, that this was part of an illicit oil shipping network supporting foreign terrorist organizations. The president was very tight-lipped when he was asked about this yesterday. He announced the seizure, but would only say that it was seized for very good reason. Now, in the broader operations and campaign against Venezuela, the president has been promising or threatening potential land operations against Venezuela, saying that this could be happening very soon, that they know what targets they would be going after, but he hasn't indicated when and how that could begin. He was asked this week in an interview about taking out Maduro, and the president said he wouldn't talk about that, but did say, Diane, his days are numbered.
Karen Travers and Flaherty, Mick Mulroy, thank you.